We will be deploying our Laravel application on AWS, and we will use cloud. This is a infrastructure as code. We will be deploying it. I'll show you how it can be done. So let's get started. This Laravel application running right now, you can see it's a basic Laravel 12 app. We don't have anything going on a lot here. It's just simply the main page is loading here, and if I go to the command line, I have just created it. So if I stop the server here and ls, I have the files of the Laravel project. So now we will start and deploy this. So first thing first, we need to zip this whole code. So I'm gonna say here zip, and recursively, and outside of this folder, I want to create a Laravel.zip. Okay, so it's gonna do that and create the zip, because I forgot to add the dot at the end. So if you are the current folder, I hit it. Now it's gonna do our work. So let's wait till it completes the zip. All right, it's done. Now I go one folder out, and then I do ls. Now you can see that we have Laravel zip here as well as Laravel here. Now to do, we need to put our project in S3 bucket. So once you have an S3 bucket, you can define in the file that, okay, get it from S3 bucket, and it is going to go there. So you will have to set up some role or permissions so we can get it from the S3 as well. So let's do that. Create it, we need to push it to S3. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear here, and then I want to say here command I have. So I'm going to copy and paste here. So you can see that AWS S3 is going to copy it from this. So currently we are in the same folder. So here, this zip file, and with the name of this. So if I hit this one, and it should upload. So you should have the AWS CLI installed. If you haven't, so you need to check that. Now we have here AWS key provided does not exist, so we need to make sure that it is configured properly. Basically, you need to provide the access key and the secret to configure on the AWS CLI, then you will be able to do this operation. So now I hit this command here, and now you can see that the error has changed. It is saying like there is no such bucket. So either we can create bucket using command line, or I can create it straight away. So what I do is simply straight away create a bucket here. So I'm in the S3 buckets. It's a general purpose bucket. I give it the name here, or block for all public access if you want to, but I don't want to block it for now. And versioning, we are not doing anything right now. Do encryption, enable everything. We leave it as it is. I just say create bucket. So it's going to create for us. Okay, the bucket is here. So what we can do, we can rerun that command again. All right, now this time again. Then you can see it started uploading. So the file is uploaded. If I go back here and refresh, so you can see that our file is there. Now we can tell that get this file and deploy our application. So whenever you need to update it, you need to push to this S3 bucket. It will update, and then you will trigger the updation. So you can do that way. Okay. So I give here an ls. Here we have it. And what I want to do, I want to create a nano, and then I say Laravel. Let's call it simple.yaml. All right. This is the file. Now I have content prepared for it. I'm going to copy it here and I'll explain it. Okay, so I copied it here. The description, first of all, we are defining the version. It's a Laravel application. We will be deploying it on EC2 with Apache. We have PHP 8.2 and the S3 we are using for the source of code. So here, first we are defining the parameters. So when we run the command, we need to pass these parameters. So here are the key name. Here you can see that we need to provide here a key, so that key name will be test react, and then there will be that's the description of it. Then we have resources. We will be creating the EC2 instance, and you can see that it's going to create a security group for it. So Laravel security group, and it is going to allow it to be accessed on the port 80 as well as port 22. So now if we go further down, we will see here we have EC2 role. So we are creating a role here, the permission, which is, now when you see this CIDR IP 0000, that means anywhere if someone tries to contact this application on port 80, they will be able to access it. If you limit the IP addresses, then only those IP addresses will be allowed. But when you see 0000, that means any IP address. Now after that we have the role thing, and now let's see what is happening here. So Laravel EC2 role. So we are assuming a role. So EC2 instance will use this role, and using this role, it will be able to get the access to our bucket. So because our Laravel application code is there, so EC2 instance needs this role to access the code to deploy it there inside EC2 instance. Now EC2 instance needs a instance profile to attach the role. And that's the reason we have here instance profile. We cannot directly attach the role. We can attach instance profile. So that's what is happening here. Now if we scroll down here, we have Laravel EC2. So we are saying the type, it is a EC2 instance type. We are defining T3 micro. Then we are saying key name and the security group. Now key name, and this is a reference. Okay, it's a reference. So it's defined above. So if I see here Laravel security group, if I go on top here, so that is the Laravel security group right there. That's why. And the key name, you can see the parameter, the name here given key name. If it is something else, you need to use the same right down there. So that's what it is. It's referring to. When you see the refer, it means it's a reference. So here it says that, okay, the instance profile, so it's an instance profile role, then there is an image. Now this is Ubuntu 22.04 and for US EC2. So I added this command here to make sure you will be able to understand it, because you need to find this AMI in the Amazon to pass it here, and it should be correct, otherwise it won't work, because this is the image it's going to use. All right, then there is a script. User data script is when EC2 instance runs, the first thing it will run is the script. So what we are doing here is we are updating the system, the Ubuntu. And you can see here we have the 8.2 PHP here, the required extensions we are installing. After that, we are enabling the Apache, and here we are doing all the stuff which is required for PHP to be working properly. Then we have the Laravel app for S3. Here we are doing is var www Laravel, and then we are going into the S3, and here we are copying it. If you see here, this is the S3, and then we are saying go into the temp and Laravel zip, put it there. And then we are saying unzip this temp Laravel zip, and then put it into a var www Laravel. So it's going to put it there. So now that step will happen. Now we are installing Composer, because Composer is required here, because using Composer you will have vendor folder, so you, if required, you will be needing this. Then we are going inside this folder. After that we are saying Composer install, any kind of dependencies or anything required, it will install it. We are changing .env to env file, which is useful for Laravel. We are generating a key. If you've worked with Laravel before, you know this is required to make the Laravel application working. Now afterwards, we are correcting some permissions. Now this is done step by step before, because I tested it. That's why I added these comments, so that you have the understanding what exactly is happening. So all right, so here the SQLite database that we are checking here. After that, we are correcting the permissions basically. After that, we have the Apache, and we are just setting up the Apache configuration here. Okay, after that, we are simply running the migrations. If you remember, it's in the var, because everything is there. So we are on migrate enforce. At last, we have the outputs, app URL, and we have now this portion tells us that the cloud gave us the URL where we can access our application. So that's what exactly is happening. Now we need to save this file, and do that. So if I say here ls, we have the file there. If I say nano again, Laravel, and our application of our file is properly saved, and all is good enough. Okay, so yeah, all looks good so far. Okay, now there's one thing. What I do, I go back here in console in EC2. Okay, then we go here. Generally, when you launch in EC2 instance, you will have here the things you have key pair, and you can see I have one key pair, which is the test react, the one we mentioned in our file as well. You have security group, you have elastic IP. So these things you need to be familiar with. So now the main point of telling you here is that, okay, I have a key pair created and it is here. Now we need to use this key pair when we are launching. Now I added that file here. So if I do here ls, you will see that testreact.pem is there. So if you have a key pair, you need to be having it in where you have, you can see that we have the file there. It's in the same folder. Okay, now it's time we deploy the stack. So I have a command here. I'm just gonna paste and let's see what is happening. So here I'm saying that AWS CloudFormation, create stack name, I'm giving it Laravel test app. Template body, we are giving the YAML file here, and then hit compatibility. This is basically, it's basically acknowledging that the stack might create IAM resources with system generated names. Now we are passing the parameters here, parameter key name, and parameter value is this. So this is the file that we have, then the region, and then the US EC2 we are deploying in. So let's see when I hit enter and see if we face any error. And we get the stack here. Now what I do, simply go here, I say CloudFormation. Let's go there. You can see there is the Laravel test app, create in progress. I click in there. Events. So the process is on. We need to wait, let it do its stuff. Now to the check on the command line, there is this command I pasted here. If I enter it, it's the stack status and it says create in progress. So you can run it if you want to check it on the command line. And it's creating in progress, so we need to wait here. The stack created, if I go to, because we want to access our application and the status is here. So when you go to event, you can see the event, what the event occurred. And when you want to see the URL, you need to go to outputs, and there we have the URL. And if I click here and open this URL, I get the application running, so you can see here. All right, so that's the application running on EC2. Now, in case you want to get the URL in the command line as well, you can use the command. I also leave this command for you too. So you can say describe, and basically the outputs, this time stack 0 outputs. So it should give you the URL. Now you have the URL, you can copy the URL and you can go into the browser and paste it there, and you will get your application. So this is how you deploy it, and it's a CloudFormation. So now I know that if you guys are practicing, you need to clean up as well. The best way to do it, simply run the stack cleanup, and what we can do, we can run this command. So here what we are saying that AWS CloudFormation delete stack, and we are giving the stack name. So what we'll do, it will delete every single thing one by one. So we don't need to worry and go and delete each thing ourselves. We just need to do this. So I just run this, and it will do the job. Now this ran. Now if we go back here, and refresh, delete in progress. So the way it created each thing from the YAML file one by one, now it is going to delete each thing one by one. So it's gonna like delete security group, it is gonna delete EC2 instances, roles, groups, whatever required, whatever it created, everything will be deleted. So you don't need to worry that anything left. So you just need to run the command. All right. Hope you like this video. This is how you deploy a simple example, and we will see more in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. See you next one.